interview for bullying. Take one. What is your name and occupation?
Celeste in high school.
All right, Celeste, don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Speak up. All right, Celeste, you're young and busy. Do you have any experience with bullying in your high school? You
I
do?
do.
Tell us about it.
I was bullied my freshman year. I was bullied by one of my secrets that my best friend, she told everybody,
Wow.
and they made up a nickname about it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and they had this girl was just going into how she was cyberbullying on the internet on Facebook.
See, you already brought up one of the other questions I was going to get into. With cyberbullying, it's a big thing for you guys. I know that. I didn't have that when I was little. I'm old. So you've obviously been bullied. Have you ever been a bully? Honestly.
Honestly, yeah, but not to the point where I want someone to harm themselves, but to just a joke around.
Verbal bullying, not physical.
Not
Have you been physically bullied?
no, I haven't.
Never? Well, that's good to hear. So your school's pretty safe, huh? All right. Do you feel that bullying is a problem or a social status of teen life? Is this a normal thing or should it be prevented?
I would want to say it should be prevented because the people that get bullied can either harm themselves or do something that they're going to regret.
Okay. But do you think everybody does it? Is it pretty common?
Yeah,
What about cyberbullying, which you brought up earlier? I mean, is it just the way it is? I mean, does everybody do that now or what?
yeah, it's because Facebook and Twitter's made it so easy that you can just harm or report someone and put them on what they call blast, put their name and then say this and that these things about them.
Yeah.
And so it just made it a lot easier and just made it a lot more people get involved.
I didn't know you could blast people. I'm so far. I'm on Facebook. I didn't know that. I'm not blasting people. All right. Well, honestly, see, you already told me. Honestly, did you say anything negative about another person online? Have you been that bully again, and have you done it online?
Online, on Facebook, no, Twitter, I did this thing called subtweeting. It's where you don't mention the person, but it's towards them. So for example, you're my flannel, and I'd be that guy in flannel is blah blah blah.
Wow.
It
So it highlights their name, per se?
doesn't highlight them, but it goes towards them, and people kind of know what you're talking about, but kind of don't know what you're talking about. Sort of way.
Jeez. You guys are all meanies. No, I'm joking. You told me it's a part of life for you guys, I guess. I didn't even know that. Do you have any other thoughts on bullying or even prevention? Do you think anything parents could say, or your school's pretty safe from what you said? You haven't been in any physical altercations, but do you have any other thoughts?
Probably that our parents should be more aware of what we're doing.
Ah.
For example, the girl that put me on Facebook, her parents encouraged it.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I think they should be aware of what they're doing. Not they don't have to have a pastor. They just have to see how they
Monitor.
yeah.
Monitor. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Thank you very, very much. You are awesome. And what was your name again? Celeste. Thank you, Celeste, and we appreciate your input. Interview 2 on bullying, and what is your name and occupation?
I'm Jeremiah and I blog a lot.
All right, Jeremiah. You're young, and I'm pretty sure you're a busy guy. What's your experience with bullying?
I see it a lot. I don't really get bullied. I haven't really been bullied in high school. I was bullied a lot in middle school, though. Sort of philosophy. In high school.
I had a hard time in middle school, too. Don't feel bad.
I think it's hard for everyone. And high school, I haven't really been bullied.
That's pretty much it? All right. Were you the bully? Have you ever been the bully?
Yeah, I have been bullied sometimes.
So pretty much everybody both sides, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wanna get into that? Was
Oh.
it cybering? Was it at school? Was it physical? Verbal?
I do it a lot to people's faces. Like I'm really direct. Like I don't know. Like people have been rude to me or whatever, but I wouldn't consider it bullying because I'm sort of a big guy.
You're an outspoken person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell people off, and like sometimes I'll like make a remark to my friend or something, like just a smart remark, like, oh, look at that person's fedora.
I like fedoras. It's okay. All right. Do you feel that bullying is a problem or a social standard of teen life? Is it meant to be? It's just the way it is, or do you think it's a problem?
It's a problem, definitely, but it's also like it's gonna happen. You can try to prevent it, but if people still have their opinions, they're still gonna say what they're gonna say.
So it's basically it's a self-expression.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So it's like First Amendment bullying. Gotcha. Wow. What about physical bullying though? Have
Yeah,
you?
that's a problem. I've never been, okay, like in middle school, like once or twice, but like never in high school because I'm a pretty big guy.
So you would consider this a safe campus though, right?
Yeah, this is a pretty safe campus.
All
I mean,
right.
there's fights every now and then, but it's high school.
All right. What about cyberbullying?
Okay, I've never really cyberbullied, like on Facebook or Twitter, but like I have a Tumblr, and that's a blog.
I have no idea what any of this stuff means. I'm so fascinated. Continue.
And I've like, there's like messages you can send people. You can do it anonymously.
Oh,
And
wow.
I could send people like anonymous, like, oh, you're stupid, blah, blah, blah. And other people do that online too. Like they'll tell people to kill themselves.
Oh my gosh. It's that bad, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. Well, yeah, that was my next question. Honestly, have you said anything negative towards another person online? We know you do it in real life.
Yeah.
And you've got your tumble, so we know.
Yeah. Something.
All right. Well, any other thoughts on bullying or even bully prevention?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I guess not. Bullying, it happens. I know that we can prevent it if like, even the teachers bully.
Really?
Yeah.
So what about parents?
Parents, I think it needs to be like taught from an early age not to bully, you know?
Don't be mean.
Yeah, don't be mean. Like,
I have a 9-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be mean.
I know that parents bully their kids, so they probably get it from them a lot, and they go out
And they act the
bully
same
them.
way?
They act the same way. Teachers, like I said, they do it too. Like,
Wow.
I don't know.
Do you guys have any programs here or is it just discipline? You wait till after it happens. Do they have any prevention going on? No?
I mean, we have peer counseling. That helps a lot. Like, we get to know each other, like, through forums
Oh, wow.
and stuff.
That's cool. Any other thoughts? Well, thank you very much for your interview, and I appreciate your time. Interviewing 3 on bullying with Vice Principal of Elsinore High School. And this is a verbal interview. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
I know you're a VP in charge of discipline at Elsinore High School. Can you tell me your name and a bit more about your duties at EHS LEUSD?
Okay, I'm Catherine Jones, and I am an assistant principal in charge of discipline. Other duties are attendance.
It's okay. I don't know what I do at work either. No. It's okay.
Well, I'm new here, my defense. Basically attendance and special education.
You're out on the grounds when the kids are out there and everything?
For the most part,
Keeping an eye on people?
yes.
Okay, all right. My group topic is on bullying. How often, percentage-wise, do you deal with or witness bullying on a weekly basis at your campus?
I'd say here at Elsinore, the bullying incidents haven't been that often. There's
That's
some,
awesome.
it is pretty
That is
surprising
awesome.
considering it's a large high school.
Your students we just interviewed said they feel very safe at this campus, which is awesome. I went here in 1996. A little different then.
And I'm glad it is.
Yes.
been like, I guess, verbal words said to kids, but it's not, it fits under the definition of bullying now, because it's considered bullying even if you're not the intended target.
Okay.
So the difference with the bullying is that if you're saying something, even if it's to your friend, and it's not meant in a mean way, it's affecting the people around, and so
Wow.
that's more of what we're addressing.
Kind of like sarcasm, being facetious.
I'd say a little more than that. It's the name calling. So it's name calling that's happening between students that isn't meant toward that student in a mean way, but we're teaching them, and I'd say that's daily. We're teaching them how it's affecting the kids.
I heard some of that language outside today. Well, good. I'm glad you guys are teaching them redirection. Let's use this word instead of that word.
Yes.
Yeah. Same thing at my house. So I gotcha. How many of those incidents end in physical violence? Is there any physical violence when it comes to bullying?
So far, since again this is just my first year here at Elsinore, there have not been.
Wow, that is extremely. Personally, I think that's an extreme best. I've done a little bit of research on this subject. It's our big group project. But congratulations.
Thank you.
That's good. We all know that prevention is key, and I advocate for this. I've done research on it, but in reality, what are the consequences here for students of EHS and LUSD when it comes to verbal and physical bullying?
Generally, it's going to be suspension.
How does it depend on the case? How long, or?
Yeah, it would depend because each kid is going to be an individual kid, so it's going to be 1 to 5 days of suspension. But it's going to be
Would
pretty
you
much
say
suspension.
both involved, if the one fights back, would get the same amount of same amount of punishment, or would it be the person who instigates it?
It depends on if it
Okay.
goes into mutual combat.
Okay.
We pretty much will teach mutual combat as equal.
The reason why I ask is you hear some parents say, well, if my child's attacked, I'm going to tell them to fight back, and we try not to teach that, but it's a good question to ask. Both kids get equally the same amount of trouble. All right. What about technology and cyberbullying? Any instances, and what are preventions on your campus and repercussions?
Well, cyberbullying, again, since the new law in July, is kind of changed. Before that law, there was no clear definition that a school had the ability to deal with cyberbullying unless you could prove it was somehow affecting your school.
Wow.
But as of the new SETS law that happened in July, they actually include cyberbullying as something a school can take action against.
Yeah.
So
I didn't read up on the California law. I'm sorry. I read one on Tennessee saying it's a First Right Amendment abuse.
and that's what it was always like protected under the
Yeah.
First Amendment.
Yeah.
And so this is the first law that went into place July 1st that actually addresses cyberbullying, but I have not dealt with it yet to see what happens as far as actually dealing with cyberbullying.
Well, thank you guys. Now I know what to read up on. Wasn't looking into California. My group, we're from all over the United States. My college is based out of Minnesota, so.
So I'd say if you look up, it's AB 9 that just passed,
89.
and so that has changed the bullying laws in California
Thank
as of
you.
July 1st.
Thank you very much. All right. Any suggestions for parents to stop and prevent bullying?
I think probably the key thing is to talk to their kids.
Even some of the kids have mentioned, parents just don't keep track. They just don't even look.
Yeah, I think that a lot more parents are
They're
aware
getting
of
better.
it. Yeah, I think that it is a lot more. And just in the area, I was reading an article where I'm kind of saddened by one kid who was have to look at it differently because a lot of it is like, oh, well, that's a normal part of growing up. And I think that's the big shift of why does this have to be a normal part of growing up? It's hurting kids.
And those kids that I spoke with felt the same way. They said, you know what? I've done it. It's been done to me. It's not right, but it's a part of life. It's very strange to have to separate those two when they don't see it separating. It's a hard thing. Have you spoken on that before? No. I was just wondering if you'd ever spoken on bully prevent. That's what I was wondering if
Well,
you'd
I
ever
guess
spoken.
I just did a staff training, so.
Wow, there you go. Anything good for
Now I have.
Any good thing? Well, and that was kind of my last one too. Any final words on the subject? If you did that staff training, any good tidbits that we could include in the interview?
I do think that we're starting to make some really positive changes for kids. So I know that I think a lot of it is through internet that I think is helping to make this change because of social media. I was talking with some teachers, is that we have where kids are being bullied, like the girl who was bullied in, now I can't remember what state, but she was voted homecoming court
Wow.
as a joke.
No, like Carrie. Oh no.
So her mom posted like a support page on Facebook, and the community came together, and they just had where she went to her homecoming court, and everybody was wearing orange in the stands because that was her favorite color. And so the community came out to support her, and I think that through social media, we're seeing how more people will stand up for the bullied person
Yeah.
and say, hey, that's wrong, and I think that's going to be a huge part of how we change.
Because you're outweighing the small group. You're using the masses by social media to tip
And
the
you're
scale.
seeing that there are more people who are good
Yeah.
than people who bully.
Yeah.
And by this means of
Oh, that
getting
gives me
out in
goosebumps.
public, it's really quite amazing.
You're using the original weapon that they had back against them. That's awesome.
And I think that because there's more people who are good, that it's going to have a positive effect.
Right on. Well, you know what? Thank you so much for your input and your time. I really appreciate it. And the cool story at the end gave me goosebumps right on. Thank you for everything. And that's the end.